watching the story over the last couple of days. Bill Carroll has been developing it, and there is a letter to the editor, well written, by our next guest, whose name is Ray Collingham. Now, David Dewees took his own life after his name appeared in the press. And after somebody's name appears in the press and they're charged with something like luring, I would imagine, whether it is accurate or whether it is inaccurate, your life becomes hell. Now, many of you might think, you know what, if that's accurate, why would they accuse a guy if it wasn't true? So if it's accurate, I don't care what happens to somebody like that. But effectively, they're still innocent. Although I don't know that you could ever have your name attached to something like that and ever be entirely cleared from the court of public opinion. And that's something that, unfortunately, our next guest had to live through. Ray Collingham joins us right now. Ray, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you very much.
Can you tell us a little bit about your situation and what you had to go through?
In 2007, I was arrested for sexual assault, invitation to sexual touching on a former student of mine. I was a gymnastics teacher for 18 years, and I was called in by the RCMP, and I was immediately arrested. And I was in holding for 9 days until I received bail. And during my incarceration for 9 days, I was threatened by the jail guards, and I was in protective custody over the 9 days, with 32 other inmates. And everyone has access to the media, newspapers and TV. And immediately after I was arrested, my name and picture were splashed all over the news throughout Canada.
I think I'm familiar with your story. Did it turn out that the mom of the person who accused you, she had a crush on you or something, and then when you didn't return her advances, that she had come up with this cockamamie story?
Yes, that's a component of the story. And a couple weeks prior to my arrest, she had emailed me to threaten me that she was going to get me. And that's exactly what she did.
And you were entirely exonerated?
Yes, I was, yes.
But despite that, what I mentioned off the top that I think once this is attached to your name, it doesn't matter who you meet, they still probably have that question mark in the back of their head.
And I realized that, and that's what made it really difficult for me, knowing that I had to face my peers. I think for the first 6 months, I don't think I left my home.
Even after you were exonerated?
No, after I was exonerated, which was just 2 months ago, I still have some feelings. I know now I have the courts to back me, so now I can feel that I can be a little more safe. And it's a long process, though. I still feel, that I can't, hug my nephews or my nieces, and without feeling like I'm being analyzed about my behavior. And it's really difficult on me, and it was really, really difficult on my family, having to face people that they worked with, and it destroyed some innocence that I had when working with children.
And would you ever go back to doing that, knowing the microscope that you would be under, wrongfully so, but the way people would look at you? My passion is, coaching and working with kids, but I don't think now I would be able to continue in that career. So I think that was, taken away from me. Although I try to fight that feeling, but I think it's that, like I said, that innocence has kind of been taken away from it. So, how did you feel when you read about David Dewees? Did you perhaps see any of your own story? Obviously you did with this letter in the Sun today. You saw some of your own story in the letter. Did you ever ever feel perhaps that maybe that would be an option for you?
Going through this, I did, I went through humiliation and depression and embarrassment, and knowing that I had to face my peers and the people, everybody that I've ever known, all the kids that I used to teach, and wondering what they were thinking, and it crossed my mind. And I think it's, I can't really say what my opinion is on his case, but legally he should be considered innocent until,
I'm just wondering, though, knowing how this probably played on his head and how on his mind, and we're never going to hear from him, but did you ever find that, you didn't have any hope, and did you almost ever give up?
At times maybe at times I did. I felt that, my career was finished, and I wasn't sure what the outcome was going to be, and, in my heart I felt that I was going to be acquitted, but you never really know. People are, falsely accused and jailed for many things, and, it was just a living hell. So I can relate to how he felt. Maybe he couldn't pull through. And in some aspects I think that, being innocent of a crime, being accused of a crime is even worse. I know a lot of people have said, well, he was guilty and that's why he committed suicide. But I think if you're innocent, those feelings might even be more exaggerated, because you know that you're innocent. And to get through this, to me it might be more difficult.
Collingham is with us, and we're going to talk about what he thinks should be done if somebody is accused of this, and whether or not we should actually know the name. Maybe we shouldn't know the name until the guy's found guilty. 16 minutes after 2 o'clock, News Talk 1010.